Hello, everybody. Welcome inside the Riviera Hotel, high atop the arena in here. Mitch Lawrence, as always, thrilled to be with you. There is nothing like the excitement of a major championship event, and this event is definitely major. You can cut it with a knife in here. People waiting for both players to get out. Tony Robles, Santos Sambajon Jr., both of them are going to play some great nine-ball, I assure you. One of them is going to be incredibly excited at the end of it because one of these players will walk off with a major title for the first time in their career, joined by pro player Mark Wilson. Hi, Mark. Good to see you. And you can feel it in here. These two players about to do some battle, and you know a lot about both of them.
Well, Mitch, we have two gladiators seeking their first major title. And I got to tell you, these guys have been playing great pool all week. They've earned this opportunity. We have Tony Robles, the best player in New York, and New York City possesses so many world-class players. That's really saying something. He's known on the Pro Tour as a silent assassin for his lethal accuracy. His opponent, Santos Sambajon. This guy, he's got no major weaknesses. He's been a force on the tour for many years, and he's got heart. Heart is what he's all about. And if it comes down to mental toughness, this guy will win the match.
And so, one of the strongest fields of the year has come down to this. Here's our road to the finals. Alex Pagulayan got by Francisco Bustamante and then ran into Santos Sambajon Jr. Won that match 7-5, and here we are in the finals. Tony Robles waiting undefeated after a terrific week for him. And he's one match away from completing an undefeated run. Very difficult to do here in Las Vegas. A look at the BCA 9-ball championship trophy. And that is the one you really want. A lot of money at stake also, but that's the one that you'll have for the rest of your life. There's a good look at Tony Robles from New York. And as I said earlier, one of the nicest guys you will ever meet. Once he gets to the table, there is a tremendous amount of desire. And there's Santos Sambajon Jr. from the Philippines, now living in Connecticut. Two players eager for a major title. Very different backgrounds. And Mark, you're going to see some powerful breaking here, especially from someone as small as Santos.
Winning the leg is crucial because that gives you an extra break in a close match if it comes down to a hill game.
See that cue ball get kicked around the table?
He hit him good and square, but was not the recipient of pocketing the ball on the break.
Nothing.
The winner of the first rack wins well over 55% of the matches, so this first rack is crucial.
And it so sets the tone for what the match might be about in terms of a player's confidence. We talk a lot about the speed of the cloth, Mark, and getting used to the table. How's this laying out for Tony?
We have a tough layout here. There's a lot of clutter down there in that corner. He's played a very good safety. I expect that we're going to see a lot of jockeying here in the early goings of the match. I don't think we're going to see wide open offense. The pressure and the nerves, there'll be some jabs and parries.
As we look at all those balls tied up, let me quickly give you the rules of the game. It's a race to 7 for the title with a 30-second shot clock on each player, 1 extension per rack, and it will be cue ball fouls only. Santos tries to come back with a safety, and Tony Robles will have a shot on the one, Mark.
The first offensive opportunity, he played the shot properly with a good speed that could have allowed him to get safe. However, he wasn't the recipient of any fortune. Tony's confronted with still the tough layout. If he could get to the 3 and then negotiate the 5, he'd be well on his way to winning this rack and securing the first rack of this important match.
Shot on the 1.
Just rolled it ahead for position on 2, secured the 1 ball. The first shot, the first offensive shot you have is very important to establish yourself at the table. Looks like he's going to try to carry the cue ball all the way down table for position on the 3. Even should the cue ball go too far, he would have a bank or at least a safety play. Instead, he's played perfect position.
Good speed control there, and as he walks around this table, let's mention the table and some other great official sponsors. Beautiful Biltmore table by Connolly, Super Aramith Pro Balls by Imperial International, Championship Tour Edition cloth. The Sardo tight rack will be used, as will Masters Chalk. We thank them for their support. If it weren't for those people, you would not be seeing the greatest players in the world.
Mitch, you mentioned speed control, and speed control is not a function of judgment, it's a function of a repeating stroke. And so many people never get to hone their judgment in because their stroke is slightly erratic. The 4 to the 5 was the tricky predicament here. He's sizing it up right now. It looks from the angle that he would have to go to the cushion and back out for position on the 5. Well, he's cueing low. He may be coming around the table 3 cushions.
Now here is key part of this rack, Mark. And as Tony moves around the table, very, very interesting life in pool does Tony have. Gives lessons, nothing but lessons, Monday to Thursday every week. Spends every weekend with his 7-year-old son, Jonathan. Told me he does not practice a whole lot at all anymore. And I said, you mean you just drop in and play the best 9-ball players in the world? He said, well, yeah.
Well, Tony is a tour veteran, and he puts a lot of hours into his game at a younger age, so it doesn't take much to keep him in tune.
Well, he also said an interesting thing, which was it keeps him hungry, he loves coming to the events, and it gives him a chance to concentrate on his fundamentals, giving all those lessons. Speaking of fundamentals, how's this? Santos with a jump shot.
Full elevation, and the follow-through is critical. Great follow-through, great contact.
Now it's just where does everything wind up, and Tony Robles will have a shot on the 5 for sure.
A big favorite to secure the first rack. He loves coming to the table like this. Looks like top spin just down the table and then back down to the middle of the table. The middle of the table is the key position zone. Whenever you're in doubt about where to go, head for the middle of the table.
Come off that rail. And Mark, I'm liking how Tony seems to be at the table right now in a big, big match, which this is for both players. A lot of times you'll see some real nerves out there early, but he seems very, very calm.
He's exhibiting confident strokes as well, not ambiguous at all. I mean, he's in here and firing away.
Nice play there.
It's so important to be committed to your shot. Nerves usually brings about some ambiguity.
I mentioned earlier that he moved undefeated this week, and here are some of the players that Tony Robles took care of. Great ones: Dennis Coulter, Danny Hewitt, Johnny Archer, 11-10. George Breedlove, another great tournament for him. Rodney Morris, and then Santos in the winner's bracket final. Put Tony on the hot seat. This 9-ball for rack number 1, and there it is. And he's got to be feeling very good about what's happened early. He's got a 1-rack lead and the break here in Las Vegas. The Billiard Congress of America Open 9-Ball Championship is brought to you by the Billiard Congress of America. Pool, everybody's game. By Connolly, the ultimate in